There we are. There we are. Yay! Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. Now I'm getting double audio. Okay, there we go. Fix that. Fix that.
Okay.
I can verify audio is working.
Yeah, it's been a night already. Um,
Oh, okay. All right. So, composure.
yes.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome this fine evening. Man, that's weird listening to myself. I don't want to
Yeah,
listen to
yeah.
myself. I'm
We
gonna
we have
stop.
had a whole
Okay.
host of
I'm gonna switch
audio
it up.
issues.
All right.
You guys have no idea. It has been a
Oh,
nightmare.
y'all, you missed the bit where some piece of software slash hardware in here somewhere was like, you know what we're gonna do? We are going to pitch way down all of your audio. And so we're like talking and like testing. It was like, which was weirdly appropriate for this game for some reason.
Very
Anyway,
appropriate.
once again, we need to
Compose ourselves.
compose ourselves, and say, hello this fine evening, and welcome once again to the Central Ohio Game Developers Let's Play series, where we, your hosts, will play a game and talk about the intricacies of its design as a resource for you as you consider your games and your development as well. My name is Caleb Eno. I'm the regular host of this show, and joining me this fine evening is...
Hi, I'm Lydia, and I'm married to him,
Yay!
and it's great. You may have, if any of you were at GDEX, you may have seen the dolls and things that were there. I made those. I made Wes into a doll. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. You did a very good job. Yes, I see that, Wes. I see you typing with the COGG account. Yes! Yay, Wes. Awesome.
Hi, Wes.
Okay, so... yes. So once again, we are the Central Ohio Game Developers Group. Well, not us as a total entirety, but like the Central Ohio Game Developers Group, which we are representing this evening, is a local organization located in the Central Ohio area, where we create spaces and opportunities for people to gather together who are interested in the craft of making games. We're a very open community, so your interest can be utterly minimal. You might just want to play a bunch of local games. That's super great. We totally love you and want you to come play games, because playing games is awesome and we need people to play our games and test them. So yeah, we create spaces and opportunities for people who are interested in playing games or making games to share resources and talents and skills, to encourage one each other, because let's be honest, game dev can sometimes be a grind. And so it's good to get that boost of encouragement, and just to like check out what everybody else is doing. There's some really cool things happening in Central Ohio, as well as just the larger Midwest in general. Really, really cool stuff going on. So we host regular events, and this is one of them. So the focal point of the Let's Play series, which we host once a month, is to...
Theoretically.
It's been a couple months, admittedly. But theoretically, the idea is to focus on particular games and talk about their design, why they work, or occasionally why they don't work, but focusing on how can we learn lessons from other successful games and integrate them into our games well. So, for today, do my fancy transition. If it's...
Yay!
Haha, there it is. Right? Yes.
We
Okay.
didn't get as much testing as we normally do. You
We-
guys do not know the fires that have been going off in our
Admittedly,
house.
like, I started prep for this at 8:30.
All right,
PM.
but we have
But
our,
we're here.
We have our
But we're
cool
here.
graphic.
Yes, we have the graphic. We did get the graphic going together. I'm noticing, well, at least on the tiny screen, that's in the way, but maybe slide it. Breaking through.
We have kids.
Oh, here it is.
They can hear us, and they may break in at some point, and I may have to
There we go. We're gonna
vacate.
slide it over.
Yeah.
Slide the text over. I think that worked. Yeah, there we go. Okay, very cool. Yes, so we're here. we're gonna play a game. It's gonna be a ton of fun. We're gonna talk about design, and I know there's voiceover in this one, so I'm kind of sad you can't do voices.
Sorry. We did Cuphead last time, and I did my best announcer voice, and it was great.
Yes.
But we really, this is a game that we're really passionate about.
Yeah.
We played it in over 2 nights in kind of a white hot fury experience.
Oh, I put it in the wrong one.
Sorry.
I was testing something.
Ooh, that was weird. It was really exciting. I think it was Inside was over 2 nights. I think we may have played this one in one go. I think we stayed up all night when our daughter was a baby, and it's an experience. And we can't stop talking about it. We bring it up all the time. We bring it up in like design contexts and in recommendation contexts, because this game does some really interesting things that we think are worth noting. So that is our we were trying to think of, we had to kind of pull this together at the last minute, and we were trying to think of what were games that we both had some experience with. Caleb is a game designer. I am an enthusiast. I like games. And so we were thinking about games that have sparked conversations between the two of us. I'm a writer, and so we like to share about storytelling and how those things intersect. And this game does some really interesting storytelling things and aesthetic things, and taking what are some normal tropes and pushing them into some different directions.
Yeah.
And so we'd really like to kind of point that out for you guys, and to kind of, scratch your imaginations a little bit.
Real quick bookkeeping question, since we have 2 people online. When I'm doing a quick audio check on my end, and I'm hearing little bits of crackle in the audio. Is anyone on the stream hearing like little bits of crackle in the audio? If you could just let me know, that would be fantastic. I think that there is a setting I can change that might fix that, if that is what is happening. If it's not, I'm not going to change it, because it's like a deck of cards, and if I like move something, I don't know what else is going to blow up. But if somebody could just let me know if there seems to be any kind of crackly audio, I will attempt to resolve that. Thank you.
All right. Wes, about our kids are asleep in the next, well, they're supposed to be asleep in the next room.
Asleep.
And we have warned them that they might not want to be around for this game, because this is a little bit of creepypasta.
It's definitely creepypasta. It's not outright scary.
Yeah,
it's definitely
spoopy,
creepy.
I think is the internet term for it. Spoopy.
All right. Word. All right. Well, I haven't seen anything one way or the other about audio, so carry on. All right, here we go.
All right.
One more fancy transition, which is not capturing the game.
It's been a night, guys. You have no idea. There we go.
Yes.
Here we are.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, I'm glad that we can provide your entertainment for the evening, Wesley. All right. We are gonna get into it. I am going to fix the fact that I am cut off slightly, and
I can't hear the audio anymore.
It's because I clicked away from it. Sorry. 1 second. There we go. All right. Here we go. We shall now immerse ourselves in the tranquil environments of the OXENFREE.
No, we need to figure out. Sorry, we didn't restart this beforehand.
Start over. I feel a little bad about just like wiping my save.
No, just start over. Sorry, everybody.
No, we're not going to do extended content. Erase all save data.
This is a game.
No.
So we'll already point this out. This is a game that has some interesting dynamics on replay. It's a plot point, but it also, again, makes the game more interesting. You can play it again, and it is slightly different. We'll spoil that for you if you haven't played this game. There are some there's some timey-wiminess going on here. That is pretty great.
That didn't work.
I can give a little bit of spiel about this game.
You do. I'm going to try to save my save files.
Of course.
I know where they are.
Game,
I'm going to go get them.
Something that I found really interesting about it is when we get it started, it feels very much like Stranger Things. It has it has that vibe. Yeah. It's like teenagers. It's slightly creepy, but it's about relationships and people's connections to each other. It's got like a whole synth soundtrack. It feels very Stranger Things. Interestingly enough, this game actually debuted the spring before Stranger Things. They came out the same year. And I find that really interesting that they're in two different genres. There were creators who were playing with the same ideas and came out with some things that are weirdly similar. Obviously there's a lot that's really different. Some of the aesthetic stuff, I mean, we'll get into it, but anyway, this one isn't playing with particular pastiches as much, but it is very interesting to see kind of some of the zeitgeist of people kind of pulling back to the 80s style of like
that may or may not work.
Teenagers in creepy adventures, and some analog horror, I guess is what you could call. There's some stuff with like radio signals and electronics things that are yeah, come on, Caleb, you can. No,
I'm doing it. This is all for you. I'm doing it all for you.
So anyway, we'll see when we get into it, but I think it's really interesting that the two things came out at the same at very similar times.
All right. Hey.
Christmas time, this little breakfast place used to sell these amazing polar bear sugar cookies. Man, those were good. And then one year they changed the formula or whatever and ruined it.
I didn't have the audio for the game piping through.
Alex?
I fixed that.
Hey, still with us? You haven't said anything for like 10 minutes.
All right, we gotta act quickly.
Mission control.
Yeah, sorry.
So you just got introduced to the core element of the entire game.
Not really. I just got in this morning.
And how
dynamic,
did her mom meet your dad
reactive
exactly?
dialogue.
They met on vacation in Orlando. He got lost in a... actually, I'm not even going to tell this story. It's really not worth it.
Okay.
So they will keep talking.
Wait, what happened?
Unless we say something.
I feel like I haven't heard this.
He got lost in some gardens, and he thought she worked there, and blah, blah, blah. They hit it off.
Aw, that's downright adorable. And you guys just met tonight?
Yeah, I'd been out of school, and the timing had just never worked out, so...
And what does that make you to her then? A second cousin? I don't know how people math works.
So you can also choose
stepbrother,
to not
Oh, yeah.
I
forgot that was
respond.
even
You
a
can
thing.
actually play the whole game pretty much
Yeah.
Well,
without
at least you seem
saying
cool,
anything.
right? Cool guy, cool hat. You get a cool new sibling living right in your house. Sharing your toothbrush. Wearing your clothes. Eating your food.
No, that's weird.
Smelling.
No, that's the weird part. I mean, isn't it like... The concept of just getting a new sister like a puppy, isn't it kind of awkward?
No, it's been totally bizarre. But just for the record, I don't consider you a pet.
Wes is talking about After Party in the comments.
So,
we started playing it.
How do you two know each other?
Jury's out on
way
that yet.
Back when, like Paleozoic, grade school era.
We're not
enough
very
that
far
I've
into
seen
it
her in a
yet.
bathtub and it wasn't sexual at all. I mean, we both looked like little skinned potato blobs.
Ren, why are you even talking about this?
It's humorous, right? It's just interesting. I think it's interesting.
So note that if the game is getting darker, the environment is also a big factor in this
Check under
game.
your seat to make sure you don't leave behind any grandchildren.
So how do you
It's a
know
recording. They always play. Oh, we should get a quick picture. All of us. This will be like the before shot. They're on their...
Fine, just hold the camera out, like far. I don't look my freshest.
So this
right
is me actually
It's true,
moving
Jonas.
left and right
This
here
is like
as
B
well.
minus Alex. Just for your calibration. And it's Jonas,
Right.
not
Can
Jonas.
we pause? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, we
let's
can
pause.
pause for
All
a
right.
second. So
Yeah.
let's take some stock about the game so far. Yeah, so the game has a couple of core mechanics. The thing that they introduce right away, which I think is ultimately the most striking about this game, is all of the dialogue is voiced. It's done very well. And then there's this dynamic reactive dialogue system, which is very clever in a couple of ways, because effectively, if you're so a lot of times when you're designing dialogue, you design it in kind of like a visual tree. So there's like various nodes and they branch off into other nodes, and you kind of can scroll out and you can see flows of dialogue. And a lot of times how dialogue is designed is sort of, especially like branching dialogue, because you get kind of, it expands out and then it collapses back in later, and then usually like you get certain variables set or whatever that'll eventually propagate out, right? So what's really cool about this dialogue is you can kind of get a visual picture in your head of how it works. And there's a lot of linearity to it. Like it is a sort of flow, but then every piece of dialogue has timers associated with it. And depending on which part of the dialogue is and the window that the player is given to make a decision about interjection, and that's what kind of the word I'm going to use for it is interjection, you can look at it and then be like, let's take our node where we are, and the interjection happens. Then there's a subsection for the dialogue that's a response to the player, and then it's going to peel back up. So you get a lot of these little like troughs of dialogue, but it's going to continue to be a straight line. I think what's cool about that from a developer's perspective is that it's going to be pretty easy to write, because you're still going to have that linear flow of thought. So if you got somebody who's traditionally working with like dialogue, it's going to be a little bit easier. Obviously branching is there, so you do have to kind of adjust, but then you're going to be able to keep going forward with it. But ultimately the dialogue does affect relationship dynamics and certain things about how people feel about you, your character.
Well, sometimes if you talk too soon, then the character won't give a piece. There will be a piece of information that they won't give.
You can cut people off.
And sometimes if you don't say anything, the characters will, there will be like a non-responsiveness, or sometimes it will be a neutral. What's cool about it is instead of like a normal dialogue wheel where you can see like, oh, that's the good guy response, that's the bad guy response.
Right.
This is a little more complicated because there's some effect based on when you speak, because you can, again, cut off key pieces of information. So when you speak and not speaking at all are also parts of it, and it feels really natural. It's really well
Some of
done.
the most natural conversation
Yeah.
I've ever experienced in a video game. I am genuinely surprised that, because this came out in 2016, I think we were saying. I am genuinely surprised that we have not seen a lot more of this style of mechanic pop up in games as a result of what they did here, because it is a very engaging, very cool thing that they pulled off here, and it feels so good. Yeah. Also, a thing I was gonna say was like regarding like the voices and tones, like the reactions, is that we're dealing with the teenager characters who have
2016?
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It was
2016. Okay,
2016.
yeah.
So 2016.
Sorry.
Yeah, 2016.
Timelines.
And that means like you're dealing with people who are kind of like going through a lot of tumultuousness, just like personality. I mean, everybody's been a teenager knows that that's kind of a tumultuous time usually, and so they lean into that, and so we're
And
gonna
tumultuously socially, where the
tumultuously,
stakes are social.
Yes, where the stakes are social. And so you're going to end up with this group of teenagers on this island, and the way that they're interacting is really interesting. And then you have to figure out, and if you kind of been paying attention to what some of the responses are, there's, instead of being like, I'm the good guy or I'm the bad guy, you get kind of like ambivalent or disgusted, or almost kind of leaning into like the inside out emotion responses a little bit. It's like, so you get these like that kind of thing. Yeah. Anyway.
The other thing I want to point out before you start the
Sure.
game, you can see it already. The way that the aesthetic of this game is done. Setting is really cool and important narratively in this game. So the people are actually pretty small for the gameplay, and you get to see a lot of their environment. And also, as you noticed, you can see when they walk into a building, you can see them in the building, but they can't necessarily see what's on the outside of the building. And that plays a huge role in this game.
Yes, the meta view
Yes.
of giving the player a window into the scene that the character is not necessarily
the way that these
aware of.
environments are done creates some fantastic dramatic irony and tension.
Absolutely.
And also it's a
Absolutely.
storytelling device. We are already watching it. The sun is going down while they're on this boat. We are watching it get darker and darker. And when it started, there were a lot of boats and houses and things, and there are going to be fewer boats and fewer houses the closer we get to our destination. And that kind of environmental storytelling is a big piece of this game, which is also really cool and really worth paying attention to.
Absolutely. And also, in that regard, if you are paying attention and you see anything that you just particularly like or something that stands out to you, I mean, we only have another hour and a half on the stream, so we're probably not going to get through
No.
much of the game. But
I think it's a 4-hour playthrough.
was it 4 or was
Maybe.
it more than that?
I don't know.
But
yeah.
But hopefully there'll still be some instances of kind of what we're talking about. We'll try to point it out when we can. But if there's anything you find that you're interested in, just throw it in the chat and be like, ooh, that looks interesting. Or if you like some of the responses, there's not going to be enough time between me choosing a response and the delay. But if you want to throw out what the response you would have gone for, please feel free to do that as well. That could be fun.
It also, it's interesting how these choices really inform character and your understanding of the character, like right away.
All right, back into it.
Let's get back into it. Sorry.
Huh?
Yeah, Jonas. Like Jonas Salk?
Right? Patient Zero, AIDS guy.
Jonas. It means oppressor, right?
Yeah, but I mean, my sign's cancer, and it's not like my hair's falling out or anything. Here's good. Come on, Alex, join the fun.
I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed
We
to do here.
need the girl in the picture, Alex, to balance
You have to
some
be
of
in
this
the
out.
middle,
In the middle?
I think.
That feels weird.
Alex, we're not taking the pic until you get in here. I can wait all night. Well, maybe not all
Oh,
night.
there we
but
go.
until
There
the
we go.
boat
I had
docks.
to back up because I was there already.
Yeah.
There, great.
Good
I'll magically
radio
erase
sound.
all the warts out and stuff, so don't worry.
Oh, that's actually a key narrative
Hey,
point
Alex,
when you hear
brought
that
the radio,
that
right?
thing.
The little
radio.
portable one?
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. Can you pull it out a second?
All right, here we
There's
go.
the little
This is
guy.
the other
Our high
major
school has a radio
mechanic.
station, and Carly, she's a friend of ours. She's filling in because Reggie got mono from some track runner or something. It doesn't matter. What matters is that she's going to say something like, basically, right now, about our thing. So tune it to 88.3 so I can tell her we heard it.
80.3.
It's
which I played because that song's been stuck in my head since I woke up this morning. But, oh, actually, it's a little after 10 o'clock, which means my dear friend Ren and his buddies are probably just touching down on Edwards Island for the yearly bash on the beach, or whatever we call it now. But anyways, I promised him that I'd play a song from his band, so hope you're listening, Ren. Here are the Red-Headed Bedwetters with Baby Carrots.
that's awesome. I hope Christina, with her talent show judge face, was listening. We must be getting close. There's no radio reception on the island. I'm glad I got to hear it before it went totally kaput.
If we can't use it, why'd you bring it? Not just for the boat.
No. You'll see. I don't expect too much, but nah, it'll be fun. I won't undercook it. You'll see.
There we go. There are our protagonists. Yeah, Wes is offering some good suggestions in the chat.
Smell that clean air, boys and girls. Boy and girl. This ain't city living.
Yeah, anybody need a smoke? I have a full pack.
No thanks. I mean, I literally just said the clean air thing, so...
Alex, you can bum one off me if you're empty. I forget if you're a fellow addict.
Oh, no thanks. I don't smoke. Last time I had one, it didn't go well.
And obviously
Yeah, no,
you can
I didn't
see
know what
there,
coughing with your
that
whole
would have
body
been a
meant until
choice
I saw
that
you
would have
driving.
altered your interactions.
Okay, just checking.
Alright, my other friend should be up and around the bend.
Actually, Dad, I don't mean to be the guy to break us up already, but Ren, can you do me a favor? Can I have like 2 real quick minutes with Alex for a second? And you can run up and meet your friends?
Really? Just... That's kinda...
It'll take 3...
Wait, is something wrong? What is it?
Nothing's wrong. It'll just take 2 minutes, super fast.
Alright, bud. Look, I don't want to go up by myself. I mean, can't we just stick together? You're gonna have all night to say, like, whatever.
But since you want to meet up with your friends anyway...
We're all gonna meet up with them. It's like a buddy system. So let's be buddies.
Just never mind. I've already made everyone uncomfortable, so...
No, you're not making anyone uncomfortable, but, I mean...
That could be feel
let's all just go
uncomfortable.
up. We're like at hour 1 here. You'll have ample family bonding time.
Yeah, fine, sure. No problem.
So whatever that did saved a
Speed
choice.
redefinition of Edwards Island. This is a tourist trap with shops and a beach. Nobody lives here except for some geriatric named Mrs. Adler. But, as God is my witness, we'll never mention her or any other old person's name again.
That's
We are here to
hilarious,
drink
'cause
and
that's
be
not
stupid.
true at all.
A tradition apparently started by bored recruits in the 1950s who would sneak dates over from the coastal town. They literally called it trawling.
Wow, that's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, it's like kids at camp or whatever. So, to summarize, we are not allowed here after dark. The town is shut down, and we, the Kamina High junior class, have come to commit improper acts.
Improper acts. All right.
Yeah, basically.
Improper acts? What does that even mean? Soaping windows?
Yeah, I don't think that'll get us tossed in the stockade.
No. But maybe the fact that I brought a whole crap ton of drugs will.
Oh, well, yeah, that'll do it then.
I've been looking forward to this for a really long time, and I'm not leaving the fun part of this to chance. That's all. And the other thing is the Weirdo Caves.
Weirdo caves?
Setting
The
up
whole
some stuff.
reason Alex brought her radio is because when you go to the... It's like the front.
The mouth?
The mouth of this particular cave, you can sometimes pick up frequencies to stations that don't exist. You'll hear voices or just sounds, and they're impossible to...
It's pretty creepy. At least I've heard.
I did it once. It's amazing when it works.
So, back up a second. Who's Mrs. Adler?
Her family,
Exposition
I think,
time.
like, owns
Yeah, this
or
is a lot.
owns some of the island or something. She's been shacked in the same spot for like 70 years. She's kind of what you call the local legend.
Oh, I
she has a
could be
house on
walking.
the other side of the woods.
What?
I could be walking.
I think that's what I would call
Oh,
a
okay,
hermit.
yeah, that would make sense.
Well, it takes a certain someone, and actually, you know what? Speaking of the opposite of those certain someones, drum roll please. Jonas, did you know that a little bird...
It's kind of kitschy. Right? It's kind of kitschy.
What? The town? I like it. I like kitschy stuff. It's like the opposite of ugly, scratchy nature. So, anyways, is it true or not? Are you not staying for college?
And there it was.
Yeah.
There it was. As I interacted with the hotspot, so that's another thing that's going. There's a little bit of an inventory system also, if I recall. Like, there's a couple of things, and so I interacted with the hotspot, and we dipped into the hotspot interaction,
And we had a whole-
and then we had a anyways going back to the thing I was saying.
Yeah.
And so they had to design a lot of those as the player could literally interject at any moment within the dialogue. Now, you'll notice that particular interaction point is gone now, so those little subtle circles, the one at the store window is now gone.
And did this little birdie tell everyone he did Susie Lyons even though it was only over the pants stuff? Just because Mark spent his study hall at the advisory board doesn't mean he's allowed to look through our submissions.
Look, Alex, if you are thinking of leaving, I just hope you're doing it for the right reasons. That's all.
Does this go anywhere?
More glow stores or trees, I don't know, but it's not where we're going. If you are thinking of leaving, I just hope you're doing it for the right reasons. That's all. That's my whole spiel.
What the hell does that mean?
Nothing.
Now you notice what they did there. This I know we're talking to like
Yeah.
really minutia of the dialogue, but this dialogue system.
But the dialogue is the mechanic here.
The dialogue is the mechanic here, and so there's some really interesting like you'll see a couple of different ones. So sometimes the dialogue interrupts immediately. You'll see the second you pick one, it cuts off the dialogue with the interruption, which can occasionally feel a little jarring. Like it doesn't always flow perfectly, but it usually works. And then this one, I chose the dialogue option. It expanded, the other ones went away. My hand's over here. Expanded, the other ones went away. And then when the dialogue completed, then it interjected with her dialogue. And so those are some neat tricks to like hold on to the player's choice until you're able to flow the dialogue better. Sorry, I've got this weird something going on.
Nothing at all. Do what you want. Forget I said anything.
Thanks so much for bringing me out, you guys. I can tell I'm gonna have a really good time.
If nobody lives here and the stores are all
Oh, yeah,
closed,
this is an awkward one.
whose car
The
is
event
this?
still waits.
Oh, there's always that one lonely car in every parking lot.
Yeah, I
That was a little
accidentally layered the audio track there.
But again, we're getting a taste of what our experience walking around the island is going to be through this kind of meandering
I forgot this
passage.
was even here.
So, this is cool. What is it?
It's a memorial for a sunken submarine. Alex, tune to 102.3 so we can hear the guy. It's kind of a weird little, like, feature of the island where you can hear...
Okay, sure.
It's just,
Named after the Hawaiian god of the sea, the USS Kanaloa was launched on January 15, 1941, and commissioned into service at the end of that year
its
under the
propeller
command of
was the
Lieutenant
one
James
thing
Earl
recovered.
Flatter.
So they made it into
On
like
October
a
28,
monument.
1943,
The crew are listed on the flag
it was
thing.
sunk by the
You know
Japanese
way too
submarine
much about this stuff,
Some
Ren.
21
Jesus.
miles
I'm excited to be here doing this.
and
Finally.
remains, to this
Okay?
day,
So
the
soon.
only submarine
I studied.
casualty in American waters. Named after the Hawaiian god of the sea, the USS
So it will play again if you need to hear that again.
Oh, hey, this is the Parks and Facilities office. Didn't your sister Allison work here?
Allie? Yeah, she did for a few years, actually. Easy money, since nobody's allowed in the parks, and barely anybody here needs facilities.
So one of the things you're already starting to see is that there's a layer to the map. And again, you can see how some of the dramatic irony could play out here. That there are going to be that you can have people in one place and things can be happening that they can't see.
But you, the player,
But you, the
could
player,
say.
can, which is a really interesting choice. And some of the places we'll see, there'll be parts of the path that you can't see. It's
And
really
they also
cool.
they play with the camera a lot here too. So you'll see kind of like the smooth camera transitions, as then as it moves up, the camera will give certain vantage to different parts of it. It doesn't always just necessarily follow the main character. It has a little bit of a track and it has specific hot points. And so it's definitely like in a game like this where your camera really, I mean, camera is always super important.
Yeah.
But in a game like this where you're kind of really dealing with that environmental revelation storytelling, you want to really work on that camera to make sure that that camera is not just a window through which your player experiences your world, but a very crafted, fine experience as
The
a part
beaten
of it
path
too.
officially ends here. The beach is past the fence. I think Jerry told me that there's a way that you used to get over there, but I'm blanking on what it was. But it's not, I mean, it can't be too difficult.
Well, look, there must be something.
So this is
I
teaching
mean,
us
if Jerry
that
got
we-
over.
Yeah,
we're going to have to
exactly.
do some puzzle solving.
I think the dumpster will get us over if it'll budge.
Well, let's try it.
Now we can go to the cliffs. So that is also a kind of one of the key mechanics is that there'll be a little bit of light puzzle solving.
Digging
Yeah,
it's a good beat.
it is. And again, kind of electronica synth music.
It's 9 p.m.
Oh, before we get there, I should probably mention that.
Oh god.
Who's that?
there's this girl, Nona.
So there's a
She's just
path
this
dips
girl,
down.
and I'm totally into her, and I want her to be into me. So just, just be cool, okay? No pouting or complaining or anything, all right? Deal?
Be cool.
Don't be like just how you can be sometimes. What? What's going on? Should I be scared?
Some birds flew out of a hole and scared me, that's all.
Birds. Cheep, cheep, cheep. You big goof.
Hey, is this like a part of the base? This far out on the beach?
I honestly don't know what that
geez.
is. But remember, you can pull out my
remember
little
this
radio
room.
and tune to that tour station if you want.
I don't remember if I.
Oh yeah, some
This
stuff went
Data
down
Command
here.
Annex, as it had been dubbed, was used during the base's early years as the communication nerve center for outside military installations. It was also the primary office of Marianne Bozek, a civilian who developed communications protection through the invention of the famed WAL system,
The music
a
just
type
changed.
of radio frequency identification. WAL, standing for Wave Assisted Lock, assigned each person who was stationed at Fort Milner a call sign through which they could use their portable two-wave radios to unlock prescribed doors and gates. Though the mechanics are considered outmoded today, the island still uses this security method to honor its rich history.
So letting you know that
Data-
you're gonna need to find people's frequencies. Oh, see that the camera just sort of clearly that's going to be moving to a different area. It just communicated that in the
I think it also kind of communicates that it locks you in.
yeah. But anyway,
Oh, jeez.
there's some front-loaded exposition before this gets going, but you kind of need that because once this gets going, there's stuff that goes down. So. And also you can see a piece of the path on the bottom of the screen, but you can't see the entire path. And again, that's part of the environmental design.
You have to push space to jump over these little ledges here.
This isn't just a straight puzzle game or a straight adventure game. I think that the dialogue is genuinely the thing that makes it a different kind of game where there's this
Reginald, I hear you over there.
Hey, guys.
Wait, I was about to tell a story. What was it?
About Brad's car?
Oh, well, that can wait.
Hey.
We started a fire down the way, but Nona wanted to play beach nanny, so.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
And Jonas,
Who
that's...
are you?
Jonas.
That's Jonas. He's Alex's new in town, fresh as a daisy stepbrother.
Stepbrother.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's a trip, right?
Yeah, he's a cool guy from cool North Valley, so let's all try and show him a good time.
Just the beach and some
I-
beer will
I
be
think
enough,
the little
I'm sure.
thought bubbles
Wait.
about the person.
You're Jonas.
It's a relational
Jonas, the
connection
stepbrother.
thing. Yeah, I think so.
What's your name again?
That is Clarissa.
How
but
are
she's...
you her stepbrother? Like, what does that even mean?
Her mom is marrying my dad, so, you know.
I think it's a little bit like
Yeah,
Clementine
well, I
will
guess
remember
this.
this.
Is happening now. This
Yeah,
is a thing
yeah.
that is happening, so. Where's everyone else?
Nicole had that tennis thing.
And?
Who else was supposed to come?
Anyone? Everyone?
Clarissa, we took the last ferry. I thought more would show up, but...
Oh my god, it's just Alex and her new stepbrother? Huh, that's it. That's who you brought. That's the group.
Come on, Clarissa. I'm fun. I'm hip. I'm with it.
Listen to yourself.
Wait, aren't you all, like, friends?
I'm friends with Nona, and I'm downgrading Ren to like a creepy neighbor. And you, I just met.
Yeah.
Hey, what about me?
What about you?
Oh, I missed it. I was gonna
Yeah.
click on it.
So again, you can see that there are like environmentally there are different pieces that you can see.
Well, that
at
whole
one point
scene
and-
was very complex too,
Yeah.
with lots of like little pieces and,
And-
parts and
and
backs and forths.
That's a
and ups
map
and
design
downs.
thing, and also
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
camera
yeah.
view because they made that whole big space in a big map, but then they're showing you it a little bit at a time.
Fire! Man's great equalizer.
So, what's the, like, thing to do here? Other than obviously go skinny dipping and get murdered by Jason Kruger.
We should
Reference.
explore the island. I mean, if this is pretty much a one-time thing, we shouldn't waste it.
Hey, where
Ooh,
does
I
that
gotta
old
pick up
woman
a
live?
rock.
Oh, you mean Maggie Adler?
Yeah.
nowhere. She's dead.
What?
Yep, keeled over 3 days ago. It was all over the news. Local news, anyway. Oldest living resident.
Oh, that's sort of a bummer.
Yeah, well, we all gotta go sometime. In her case, later than sooner. And to answer your previous question, Jonas, the thing to do is lay on the beach and drink till you can't remember where you are.
And sometimes play truth or slap.
Yeah, let's play that. We can inaugurate Jonas. Ease
Okay,
him into
can
the
we
night's
pause?
festivities.
Sure.
So this, again, as you can see, this goes pretty quickly. Like, this doesn't really stop.
It really, it's a constant, and you have to get like when we were climbing down the pathway, there were like 2 conversations going on, and you were like trying to like interject
because
in different
again,
ones.
the conversation is the mechanic here.
Mhm.
Like, everything else is adding, it is facilitating the conversation and the relationship building. And we mentioned Clementine will remember this. That's from the Walking Dead Telltale game, where when you make a choice that is kind of an effect, it affects things. It will. The little thing will pop up that say Clementine will remember this. And so I think those little heads are letting you know that something just changed in the branching tree for your relationship. One way or another. I don't, it's not necessarily positive or negative, but it means that you have impacted things.
I was having this interesting conversation. So Friday, this past Friday was our prototype and play event. And if you're curious, that is an event where individuals from around the community will actually come and show their games. So they'll set up laptops, people will come and people can play their games and have conversations and just chat about like game design and see people's progress. It's really, really cool. And we were actually, great design conversations pretty much always like happen there all the time. It's an absolute delight. I got into a conversation, my friend Raul, some of you may know Raul, he was talking about this game design concept that actually was it was called he called it the inverted pyramid, but it was basically like a design philosophy for how to think about your game, especially in those like early stages, trying to develop towards an MVP, minimum viable product, for the acronym there. And the basic idea is like when you're trying to put your game together, is that a particular, not the only, but a particular design philosophy is that you try to craft the sort of core thing that your game is going to deliver on, and you try to pare it down to those things that without which you could not have any game. And the idea is that with the inverted pyramid, you try to like get that point down to like the fewest things possible, and then you try to get those right, and then whenever you're looking at adding something new to your game, you're trying to stack it on top of that point. So basically everything in your game hinges on the success of your singular mechanic, and any other mechanics you add on need to be things which are then adding to or building on top of or integrate in some way with that core mechanic. There are certain games that this is harder to do in. Things like RPGs typically have a lot of numbers and complex systems, and you just don't necessarily have fewer things that you can do before you have a core experience. Or very strategy heavy games, they can be like that too, especially like tactics games like XCOM or RTSs as well. Those are usually very complex systems. But even so, like you can still apply that thinking to just those games in a different way, but possibly. And this game is actually a really good example of applying that kind of design philosophy. They have this core mechanic of this dynamic dialogue system, and everything else have you seen, like the interaction points, being able to pick up a rock and throw it. All of that is kind of feeding into. Oh, and the radio mechanic.
Yeah.
All of that hooks into and feeds out of the dialogue mechanic. And so that all of that is tied into, but the core piece, the thing that makes the whole game work, is this dialogue mechanic.
And the dialogue affects the the plot or your ability to play the rest of the game. It like opens doors or closes doors or like cuts off chunks of the game. There is a whole situation where if you haven't built up enough of a rapport with a character, you lose a room. It is are the whales singing?
The whales would be singing.
Whales be singing. So this is it is very dialogue heavy. We're trying to handle that as best as possible with this stream, but it is really cool and makes it a really immersive experience, which is why I'm pretty sure that I think we like stayed up till 2 a.m. playing this, if I remember correctly.
I mean, it was 2 sessions back to back.
Are you sure that
I feel
that
like
was what
it
we
was
did?
2 sessions.
Because I know that's what we did with Inside. I think Inside was 2 sessions. I think this
Also,
one we played
great
in one.
game.
Yeah.
Also very creepypasta. Maybe a little bit more than creepypasta. Yeah. Maybe murderous things in the water.
Okay. All right.
But anyway, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Isn't it truth or dare?
This is better than Truth or Dare because nobody ends up licking somebody's butthole. You get asked a question. You have to tell the truth, but if somebody can prove that you lied, the accuser gets to slap you. It's a good, getting to know somebody game.
I haven't played this since I was like 10. Can't we do something else?
Come on. It's a good way to start out the night. 1 round? It'll help everybody relax.
The booze will do that too.
Yeah, let's do it. How do we kick it off?
Okay, so first we're
I'll
gonna
start. Ren,
Uh-huh.
come on, fess up. You want to go out with Nona, right?
Clarissa.
Wait. I want to hear his answer.
It's just, go out could mean so many different things. Look, it's tough to gauge. Something like...
Enough stalling. I know you want to sample the goods. Now just face it.
I like her as a friend, right? I just like her as a friend. That's all. She's cool. She's...
Oh, liar! Liar! He's lying. He totally likes her.
What? Alex, come on, what are you doing?
I knew it. You can practically smell it on him.
Can we just drop this, please?
All right, Alex, you get first blood. Slap him like he stole something.
I can't believe this is happening.
This really doesn't.
Hush, this is for your honor. Watch and relish.
You've suffered enough.
Oh, thanks.
And again, we've got teenagers.
Alex's turn?
The
Oh, great.
stakes
Here we go.
are in
What's your
dialogue
favorite
and in
stuffed
relationship.
animal? Professor Snodgrass, the platypus man.
Nona.
Yes.
All right, let's, make it something,
Do you like Ren?
Oh, Jesus. Can we just stop with the whole me and Nona thing, please?
Of course she doesn't. She barely likes anybody. She's like an amoeba. One day she'll reproduce in a cloud of spores.
You don't have to answer.
I like Ren like a friend. He's a nice guy. You're a nice guy, and we goof off, and yeah, you know.
Ta-da! All is right with the world.
Oh, shut up.
Nona, you're up?
Oh, Clarissa. If you had to get a tattoo, what would it be?
A chick riding a motorcycle on fire.
She didn't ask you. I'd get like a little ampersand on my ring finger. I think I actually am gonna get that after I move out, so my parents can't say no.
Neat. Clarissa's turn now.
Alex, you got a new brother. Pretty exciting. I'm sure Jonas is excited, or maybe excited isn't the right word. Maybe a little
Music's out.
overwhelmed with just everything, you know? Unsure. It's a lot to take in and adjust to.
I'm, fine with it, really.
Is there like a question coming or what?
I'm just saying what Jonas is already thinking. That statistics show if you get divorced once, you're probably gonna get divorced again. And the fact is, your mom divorced your dad. So let's put his mind at ease and hear why.
I don't really need to know the situation.
Okay, just get to whatever point this is getting to.
The point is, why'd your parents get a divorce? Just so Jonas can hear it from you.
Clarissa, I don't really care why they got a divorce. Just that Alex's mom is happy now.
But
You know why. Michael died, and it broke everything, and they couldn't handle it. The end.
Well, now you know, Jonas. Don't die and everything will be fine.
Okay, Clarissa.
Stakes for the
You
game.
guys, honestly, I think I'm pretty much ready to do anything else besides this game.
Yeah, serious
Wait,
talks.
let's not stop like this. We should,
Game's over, Ren. I won. And to celebrate, I'm gonna sit on the beach and drink, and maybe, if I'm feeling spicy, even take a nap.
Maybe we could
And that's exactly what Nona's gonna do
And you
too.
can tell because dialogue is the mechanic, that Clarissa
Cheese.
is
If you
talking
guys in your
over
scavenger
Nona.
hunt or playing Ring Around the Rosie happen to find anything more interesting than a slowly dying starfish, you be sure to just let me know.
Super.
And I mean, and it really hones you into
well, I want to
that
inaugurate
dynamic.
this bitch by checking out the caves. Nona, want to come?
I mean, I would.
I'm
but-
very clingy, Ren.
Fine. Jonas, you're a strapping young lad. Help boost me over the fence. The cave's just, yonder.
And I guess you expect me to just jump over after?
But like I said, you're a strapping young lad.
Okay, come on.
Where are you from again?
It's a small town near North Valley.
Oh, yeah. Is it nice?
If you like bars on the windows. Alex, you want to check out the caves, or...?
I went and checked out the caves last time, so
In a sec, okay?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
stick
just let me
around,
know.
just because I'm curious what happens.
Oh, I forgot. We never talked about John.
Oh, what, their date?
Yeah, they went to that weird carnival.
How do you even get Jenny out of the house?
I don't know.
So,
Thanks for making the fire.
Yeah, sure. Gotta put those owl scout lessons to use.
Look, Nona, now that we're not playing that stupid game, what do you really think about Ren?
you already know what she thinks about him.
Honestly, it just depends what you mean.
For God's sakes, it's obvious what she means. He likes her, right?
Look, Alex, Ren seems nice, and I know he's your friend and, you know, whatever, but I'm just not in the mood for something right now. So if you could just, like, tell him that, just so he, like, doesn't get his hopes up or whatever.
Nona, come on, be a big girl here. You can tell him if you're not into it.
Whatever. I thought it would be better coming from a friend, but yeah, sure.
Jonas hasn't
You look
left.
relaxed.
I am relaxed.
Yeah.
Clarissa, I want to be friends. Can we be friends?
This is like a very special episode of Fart Date. I'm friends with everybody, Alex, all right? Relax.
All right.
Interesting. I wonder if it's going to make us go down there.
Yeah.
I sit down.
The music is here and it's freaking
Kind of,
out.
it's getting a little weird.
Again, audio issues are a big piece of this game, which is why it was really funny that we had our
Audio.
yeah.
Are our children still?
They are still awake.
Yep. Camera motion. Yeah, so this is like my MO is never go the way I'm supposed to
Well,
go.
I mean, this is the Adler Estate.
Of course, it won't let you go, which is good.
This is where is the how you can learn some of what the developers actually doing and like what they are communicating to you. Oh, the sky just got really dark.
Did
by the
it?
way. Yeah. It's
Or I
black
think it
now.
was just because it moved up.
Yeah, maybe you're right. There is a scene. Oh, yeah, here we go. Can you? There's a scene
getting
later
there.
where you come down, and you can see things in the cave. That the player can see things that the character can't.
Island living, huh?
Yep.
Get any reception? Or
No, not really. I, didn't realize our cell phones wouldn't work on the island. Kinda promised my dad I'd call him. He never used to be this, needy, but since my mom died, he's kinda shortened the leash on me a bit. He's gonna be kinda pissed. Not a good way to start the move, huh?
yeah, I should have warned you. The technology here, I think they just got like mechanical pens, so
Oh, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna write him a text, so in case I wander into a couple of bars or something, he might get it.
Yeah, and then there's only one option now.
So there are some critical paths.
Yeah.
Let's hop this thing and check in with Ren.
All right, let's do it. Come on, I'll push you over. Whenever you're ready. So, the cave. What's your bets? On a scale of 1 to 10, how weird's it gonna be?
It's Ren, so definitely 10. He gets excited easily, but he has the concentration of a goldfish. The fact that he keeps demanding we see it must mean something.
All right.
Hey, Carissa seems to be her normal annoying self. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Ren, about Nona.
Yeah, what the hell was up with you and the whole me liking her thing during the game? I mean, okay, fine. Fun is fun. But I'm trying to get in with this girl, and it was as if you liked making me look like an idiot.
Look, Ren, she told me to tell you that she's not in the mood for a relationship.
Man, I knew when Clarissa dug in that it would screw the whole thing up with her. This is so embarrassing.
It's not about you, it's nothing personal, it's just where her priorities are.
And
I guess.
again, say the
Seriously,
thing about
forget about it.
Yeah, you're right. Who cares? I'll get over it. Now, who's ready to have their minds blown?
If you don't mean that literally, I am.
Just get on with it. What do I do?
Oh, wait, actually, I almost forgot. Gonna take a little magic trip to Cupcake Town.
Those look like brownies.
Brownie Town.
No,
Come on, Ren. The last thing I want is to have to chase your frail, screaming body into the ocean because you want to pet a fish or something.
Iron
Jonas is gonna do it too, right? Jonas? Mi comida, su comida?
No thanks. I'm with her on the whole not flipping out and drowning myself thing.
Okay.
Which is a thing
Yeah.
Delicious.
that they don't know as a reference.
Okay,
Yeah.
so see these little piles of rocks? The kids before us always leave them here so you know where to try and tune in the signals. So you're gonna want to stand basically right around here. And just tune the dial left or right until you start hearing some weirdness.
Again, teaching you mechanic.
How will we know when it's...
Holy crap! Wow, it's even cooler than I thought it would be. This is insane.
How is this? How can this be possible?
Maybe the tuning's like unblocking a weather balloon or something?
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's just crazy, then, because I don't know. If you move around, it kind of changes too, I think. Like, over at this pile. Here, come over here and try it.
This is so cool.
There's another one.
Yeah.
I know! Clarissa and Nona should see this, right? I mean, I know it's like weird with you guys or whatever for some reason, but...
They're fine where they are.
Okay, just what is Clarissa's issue with you two?
She dated Michael for 5 seconds like 3 years ago.
It was for a couple of months, a year and a half ago.
Whatever, she never liked me. Not even then. I was always the little sister who got in the way, who she had to climb in through windows to sneak around.
Clarissa's the kind of person who doesn't feel full unless she's pissed at somebody, so... Brownies are kicking in. Did that make sense?
Are you okay?
I think so. Now, there's another cool spot, I think over here.
Oh, wait. Am I making those?
Do you want to bring it
You were
on
making
over?
them over.
Well, I wasn't earlier. I did try.
Bring the noise, as they say.
Yeah, Wes is
Anyway,
saying
this
that
is like a clicking to move
I'd like to
thing.
see how they build their underlining text choices and timing mechanic for this game. Yeah,
That must be really cool.
it's really, it's hard to tell.
It sounds so...
Yeah, it sounds...
It sounds like painful.
Yeah. Wait, what was that? There's like... This is gonna sound stupid, but there's like something in here.
Famous last words. Famous last...
No, I see it too.
I'm sure there is something in there. Like, A giant rabies-filled bat, or a maniac who wears mannequin wigs.
Or it kind of looks like a pool or something. Like a freshwater one, maybe. Let's check it out. It's not that far in.
If it's a pool, that'd be cool. I, didn't mean that to rhyme.
Cool pool.
Friend being
Fortune favors
high
the bold.
makes part of this game awkward.
Bye.
Wait a minute! Jonas!
Well, I am going to just rest against here, because I think I mismeasured the magic.
Yeah, you do that.
Do what?
Ah. Ren,
Shona Fana.
I mean, it's a little bit of the like teenage movie, like don't do it, don't take the drugs, like don't go into the room.
Yeah, this is definitely... It is kind of like watching a movie at times. You're totally right, Wes.
Yeah, it's very immersive.
Does it look like Will Byers to you?
Maybe a little. And you could see that, like, I think that the pictures will change based on what everyone's relationship to each other is.
Yes, I do think that that's true.
Our flashlight. Okay, again,
Jonas!
you come in and you can see things at the top that she can't see. And that style of environment design, like over there on the top right, you can see this whole area that she can't see yet. And they will continually use that to build suspense.
It's very clever. Especially like
When it goes out of frame.
well, they'll throw things up, but just as it goes out of frame, and then you go back and look, and it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you're like,
Ah!
yeah.
Again, using your environment to build dramatic irony.
Mm-hmm.
Jonas, seriously, where are you?
The music is very effective.
Scare the protagonist and scare the player is always a fun. Yes, it is.
But also tricky to pull off.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can be scaring the protagonist and the player's like,
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm not scared at all. Yeah.
Why would a guy bring an ashtray down here? Or a pen?
Also, that reflection.
Oh yeah, the reflection comes back and they totally do stuff with the reflection.
Wes is bringing up the. Oh, what does the graffiti say?
See a man about a dog.
Can you click it?
See a man about a dog. Sure, will do. Didn't you hear me calling for you?
Jesus, you scared me.
Oh, I scared you? You scared me. I had no idea where you were.
I'm sorry for going ahead. I thought I heard somebody down here, but you know, obviously there isn't.
Except for the big
Isn't
triangle
this place
shape.
incredible? I mean, I don't even know how this happens. It's crazy.
No, it's beautiful.
See? That's what I heard. It sounds like a person almost, right? Kinda? I don't know where it's coming from.
Maybe it is someone. You ever think of that? Maybe it's the crazy guy who lives here and he's gonna eat out our stomachs.
Well, where is he then? In which of these tiny air holes does he hibernate? There was a light in here somewhere. I still want to see what made it. It must just be further in.
The radio.
Let's try and find it before we go back.
Well, seeing as how I crawled in here to get you, might as well make the most of it.
Yeah, and I mean, look, If it's cool, we can get the others, and if it's not, we'll just leave.
I'm already like in the zone. I'm all like,
Yeah.
I've like played this game before, and I'm like in the zone.
Yeah. There's the triangle.
Like, what is this made out of? Is it ice?
I don't know. Pockets of it are cold, but not all of it.
OXENFREE 2, I don't think is out yet, is it? I saw the trailer, but I don't think it launched.
If it launched,
What?
it missed our radar.
Wow, how is that? Did you see the floating triangle light
up.
thing?
Yes.
But you,
It
the
must be
player,
like a-
saw it
like
before
a
they
rainbow
did.
Or like a reflection of light? Those exist, right? Cave, triangle rainbows.
Sure, why not? Let's go with that for the time being.
It's
I think
supposed
this
to
is all
come out
tied to
this
when
year.
You tuned in those weird signals out there, and the what am I trying to say? I think that you tuned in this little guy somehow. I think it's all the same thing.
Saw the
Really?
man, but not the
You
dog.
think?
Definitely. Try your radio. Maybe that's like a frequency or something. Like if
It's
it'll
a-
have an effect.
All it says is 2022.
Apart from the triangle, this is honestly the craziest thing in here. Like, how did it even get in? And I mean, aside from some like water damage, it's not really even that junky.
I know. Alex, just look. I think you.
I guess it's locked.
Yeah, I already tried. Come on, bring out the radio. Let's see if the triangle thing will react at all.
Saw the man, not the dog. What the crap does that mean?
A guy who can't see dogs?
Did you see the first half?
See a man about a dog? Yeah, I don't get it either. Let's
right.
do it. Come on. Radio time.
Yeah, all it says is that it's supposed to come out this year, but I haven't heard anything about it. Yeah, that sounds super dope to me.
Alex, really, I want to see what it's gonna do. Oh
It's
my
turning red.
God.
Yeah.
Is this you? Are you doing this?
Should I stop?
I can't even, what's?
Analog horror effect.
Is it what? Jonas?
Hello? Dear Ditto, everyone.
Hello?
Sleepy. Time. Yeah, everything. Fine. Who? Things. There. Same. Don't know. If. Leave. Is possible.
This is insane.
Who are you on the...
Listen. Bob 2. She. 2. Sleepy. Time. Yeah. Is. Leave. Possible.
Maybe? But I don't really...
Bob 2. Leave, children. Bye. Others will see you soon.
Alex!
Jonas!
That's always ominous.
It does make more sense, though, having played the game.
Yeah. Again, some creepy pasta.
Alex!
I played this a while back, though. Like, it wasn't in 2016 yet.
Alex?
No.
Are you okay? You alright? I thought you were...
What happened?
That is a very good question.
2017.
Look,
I
I'm
think.
just gonna cut to the whatever. Like, I don't know exactly what happened back there, But the sign says that's an old communications tower, and I don't know about you, but I want to climb that ladder, call somebody, and get the hell back home as fast as possible. I don't want to be the party pooper here, but the
We can't leave without my friends, okay?
You're... Ren, sure, but does that list really include Clarissa? I'm not saying leave her, but...
We can't leave anybody behind. They're here somewhere. This is not a thing.
Okay. Oh, and not for nothing. I'm fine with a little de-pantsing or whatever if the weather's right for it. But if this is some sort of prank or trick, I'm really not in the mood. So...
Jonas, believe me, I wouldn't do that to you. I'm not that cruel.
Okay, well, I hope so. Just cross your fingers the comm tower has a working walkie-talkie or something.
Wait, Jonas, seriously, like, what just happened? My radio, I guess, opened something, and that something did something else.
And that something was really friggin' scary and horrible, so let's just skip to the part where we get off the island and start suppressing it in therapy.
Hardin Tower. Oh, it's called that, I think, because the radio man who watched it, he was Major Richard Hardin. I don't know why I remember that.
Wait, the guy's name was Major Dick Hardin?
From 1941 to 1972,
That would
this
explain why I remember
communications
it.
tower served many different telecommunication functions, including point-to-point from its receivers, microwave from its dish, Ka-band for satellite reception, and military airband for nearby aircraft. Unique in its construction, the tower houses its office in a
Perpetually
segmented
walking.
platform directly underneath its antenna and dish. Once unceremoniously called Site 82, in 1988 it was redesignated Hardin Tower for its longest tenured radio man, Major Richard Dick Hardin, who served as the tower's communications officer for 8 years.
Oh, I just found a map.
Yep. All right, so yeah, so you can see some of where we'll end up and where we've been. Somehow that cave let us out here, I guess.
Question mark. So something I did want to take a pause and talk
Yep.
about is just how the game is doing atmosphere, like constructing atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because like I've played this game already.
Yeah.
It's been years, but I've played this game already, and I know like specific plot points that happened, and it still is drawing me in. Like it's still just like we get sucked in to the whole experience because it's just the music flows really dynamically.
And the environmental design. Like when they were in that cave, there's all that black space that's really creepy because there's this big negative space and you can't see anything. And it is, I mean, there's just really well designed environments here.
And I love how slow and smooth the camera motion is. That it's subtle, but it really, it's the right speed for the speed of the narrative. Like it doesn't just move around you very quickly, or it doesn't ever whip around.
Yeah, we can't run.
You can't really run. It does vary her speed,
Right.
depending on your terrain a little bit, but generally speaking, it's a slower paced thing. That camera moves really slowly. Well, it's nice.
They use that slower pace because, as we pointed out, there are little things that you can see in the environment. Not at this point in the game.
Yeah,
but
they
as we
do
go
it more
on,
later. The first instance of it that we saw is the triangle.
Yeah.
Off, like just coming on screen, a whole half a screen before they made a comment about it. So that's the first instance of that.
And so you, as the player, can get the vibe. You're like, oh no, before anything happens. And you have time to kind of process and prepare. So the jump scares, there's no like big sound or whatever, but the jump scares, you walk and you can see something and it is freaky.
So this game was built using Unity, which is good to note. A lot of you are now using Unity. I'm curious, I don't remember seeing it, what they showed in the intro. I'm curious what their music platform is, if they actually have like, because there's a couple of those like is it like
again, slower pace. We're watching very methodical walking upstairs.
I think Wave is one, Fmod is the other one that I know. I'm curious if they're using one of those fancier tools or if their music engine is just entirely like self-baked in terms of transition from one track to
Caleb,
another.
look at the stars.
The music just cut out entirely.
Look at the stars.
Except, well, I guess there's background effects.
Look at the stars.
No, those are actually
Are they particles?
you can see that they're in front of the tower.
Oh.
So they're like
atmosphere.
They're like fireflies, kind of glowy motes.
Sorry, again, more environmental design. They look like stars, which is freaky to see them move.
I can see the cave, but not Ren or anybody.
What do you think happened to them?
Probably heard all the noise and ran off instead of trying to come help us.
Great.
It's locked.
Let me try.
Oh, after you.
Oh, why, thank you.
Just gonna go to this open window over here.
Well, if you want to do things the easy way, sure.
And the frames just popped in as we moved into a room.
That's true, it did.
Communicated something to us.
Generator, machinery, radio.
How does this thing...
Is anyone there? It's, dead. Warning,
get
do
anyone?
not use aboard ship. Unsafe radiation limits.
You know, I'd normally find
think
this stuff
someone was there,
kind of
but
interesting,
I don't
really.
know.
You know, normally.
Thanks, I guess.
Again, you can start to see some of what I was saying about Stranger Things vibe with the kind of
Fence should be off now.
Great,
like
but,
analog technology
Don't take offense
creepiness.
if I want to throw a stick at it first.
Come on, don't you trust me? The light turned off.
I trust you to, like, not hurt me on purpose or anything, but, you know, if the fence kills me on accident, it's not really about trust at that point.
Wes is pointing out that the dialogue options aren't exactly what you say, but they're simple to communicate. Like,
They are generally doing a good job of like getting the emotional gist.
yeah, which happens sometimes in games where you like clicked an option and you're like, wait, I didn't mean that to be mean.
Yeah. It's like the option is like yes or no, and no is like you kick him over and like light him on fire. Like what? No, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted.
This game is doing a really good job with communicating.
Jesus.
Hello?
Alex? Alex? Is that
Ren?
you? Oh, Jesus, hopping Christ. Thank Vishnu. You guys went into that hole and a bunch of stuff. I have no idea what happened. I just woke up like 15 minutes ago. I saw the light on in the tower thing. Hey, did you know that it's named after some guy named Dick Harden?
Maybe teenagers.
Ren, it's been a rough night, you know?
How'd you get this number?
It's a code written on this list here. But it's not a normal phone. I can't call out. I'm at the way station or whatever in the woods. It's been like just the worst thing ever. Just DEFCON fuchsia level terrible ever since you went into the cave. Like
How did you get all the way out there? Did you just take off sprinting when I went after Jonas?
No, like I said, I must have like passed out or I don't know how I ended up here.
Wait, I think that's the other line. Maybe it's like a night watchman or something, or they do like check-ins maybe?
What's that sound? Is there a cat crying in there?
Ren, just wait a sec.
Wait, Ren,
Oh,
someone's
gosh.
calling on the other
That's a
line.
thing.
Just hold on a minute.
The
I'm gonna
cat.
see who it is.
I'm pretty sure
Okay,
that's a
but make
thing.
it quick, seriously.
Hello?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Alex? Why are you answering it? It says it's an emergency line. Where are you right now?
Clarissa.
And Jonas is
Okay, look, Clarissa. Ren's on the other line and sounding like he's about a stub toe away from a total collapse, so if you're at least holding it together,
Wait.
then...
I'm at Fort Milner, and I don't remember, like, the last hour, and it's, like, really scaring the crap out of me. I'm trying to call somebody, but I'm in a room with radio stuff it says it can contact Kamina, but I have no idea how to make it work.
can you just come over here and figure this out with me? I don't care if you guys want to stay. I just want to...
Yeah, sure. We'll be over there in a minute.
Okay, just hurry, okay? There's like... I don't know, I'm hearing stuff outside.
Fort Milner looked huge on the map. Do you know where the... And it dies.
Nope.
Ren, are you still there?
Yeah, I
And
guess that'd be too
I think
easy.
in
You
either
told
one of
Clarissa
those,
we're coming, so want to truck over to Milner first, see about that radio? I mean,
can't-
Clarissa can be a handful, but gotta
Can
take
you
the
pause
bitter
for a
with the
second?
sweet.
Yeah.
I think it is an option that you can ignore one of your friends. That you can like not. I don't think you have. There are like two places. I don't know if you have to go to both places.
My suspicion is that you probably do have to do both of them.
But it plays
But it
out
might play out slightly differently.
Yeah,
depending
I
on
know that there's
the
stuff that
order you do
happens.
it in.
There's a thing that happens later that is very much like if it goes really badly if you haven't had a good relationship with somebody. If I'm remembering correctly.
If we can connect to the mainland and get somebody over here, we should do it as soon as we can.
My thoughts exactly.
Yeah, I want to go.
Clarissa.
Both of those have some really beautiful, creepy stuff. So I think we should kind of introduce one of them.
Let's try to get to the fort.
Let's get this done and get off this rock like the badasses we are.
I think the fort was our first time that we really saw something, and we freaked out. It was delightful.
It was late. It was dark, and we were like.
And again, we were playing this at night because our daughter was alive then, so she was like in the next room, like we're playing now, and it was just us, and we were riveted, and we like couldn't, be super verbal because we didn't want to wake her up. But again, here's space building suspense because we know.
And see how the camera went in.
Yeah.
And so you have a shorter field of view. They do that too, where they like go in and out to limit. Also, what happened to?
Got stuck.
Yeah, I guess he got stuck. Here he comes. I do appreciate the little pathfinding going on here.
Spent a lot of time working on pathfinding. Yeah, it does that zoom in before you're about to go into a new place, whether that's like a room or a... Just leave him behind, says Wes. Again, this is straight atmosphere.
Doing?
I'm fine, I guess. Why?
'Cause everything's crazy, So, just making sure your shoes are still in your feet.
They are. How are you?
Me, I'm great. I'm like a pog in its own... pig in its own filth is what I meant to say.
Good talk. What is that?
Can anyone hear me? Anybody?
Clarissa?
Damn it, is this thing working? If anybody can hear me, I'm at Fort Milner in the, I think in the gym or something?
Well, she's around here somewhere. I was worried, honestly, that she, might have left.
She sounded sort of scared. Like in dire
look
straits
at the
actual
right.
trouble right now scared?
Look, I think we can all be included in whatever definition of trouble there is.
There's not enough foggy radio tower lighthouse horror game movies, says Wes. This one,
Ren
I think,
said
makes a
something
good
about
case
Fort
for
Milner being decommissioned, right?
being necessary.
But, and hear me out, what if it isn't? What if they just said it was decommissioned, and there's, like, still people, like, in there?
Spooky.
Yeah.
You ever fired a gun?
No. Never really wanted to, either.
Why not? I mean, isn't that like a guy thing? Cowboys and gangsters?
I can't ride a horse, and banks make me nervous. I like football, I think that's enough.
Photography prohibited.
That is a very serious sign. Restricted. Keep out. Oh, they're not messing around. Does the fine print say something about being shot?
Nobody cares anymore. There isn't a guard or anything. It's just a bunch of empty warehouses.
You've been inside? Like you've done this before?
I guess I should say I've heard that nobody really cares. I haven't been here myself.
Light.
That light. For some reason it reminds me of the cave.
Pasta.
Dinner time. It's never too late to make dessert. Not anymore.
What the hell is this?
Do you want to play a game?
The door opens.
Yeah,
That was it.
yeah.
That was a
I
good
think the
example.
answer's no.
The
but
door opens.
We kind of do have to find Clarissa.
Which the
so
characters
just
did not
ignore
notice
the
at all.
question and thank the weird radio men for the door.
Oh, I guess he did.
Seriously? Doors that open themselves have been, like, a really bad thing in my experience.
Oh, really? Even automatic doors like in supermarkets?
Well, I got my elbow pinched in one of those one time, so yes, even those.
And I'm sure it was traumatizing. But we gotta go anyway. Sorry.
I guess he can't talk and climb at the same time.
Apparently.
All right, there's the first time we saw it, it was so fast that we didn't keep a hold of it, but I'm pretty sure it's like when we enter here. We have outlost our... Yeah, it was... Ooh.
My skin is crawling right now, just from you talking about it. I don't think it was right there.
No, it's to the right.
You mean to the left?
No, it's on the right of the screen. There's a... Yes, it'll be in that...
Oh, no. Don't be locked. Come on.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
So we can see this
Well,
green
Clarissa
room.
got in through some
Pause for a
other door,
second.
so
We can see this green room off to the right. We as the players can. The characters can't. And there's a thing that shows up in that green room that we...
Are you sure?
Yes,
Okay.
I am positive.
should be fine, hypothetically speaking. Speaking of which, she dated Michael? Is that right?
Yes, quite annoyingly.
I mean, was he the type of guy that would go for that, like, sort of thing?
I think it's in the right.
I'm
Maybe it's
just
right
trying
down the
to-
left. I don't know.
Well,
It's freaky.
You know, you'd have to ask him what he was into, I guess.
I mean, just from what I've heard of it, like that one story about the cops just straight buying him a beer. Just what would a guy like that see in her? Like, at least at the start, there must have been something, right?
You know, Jonas, frankly, I don't really know and I don't really care, so...
All right, hey, it's old news, I get that. It's just interesting, I guess, to me.
Oh, are you, like, into her?
No, not at all. Too bitter.
All right, I guess I'll believe you. Can you imagine sleeping here?
I'm trying not to. But why would the construction guys leave the bed frames? Seems kind of, I don't know, kind of morbid.
Yeah, it's just strange to see it like this. Stuff like this, I always thought it was pretty. Kind of like...
Those tones
I don't know,
cause
kind of like
tension.
the buildings being reclaimed by the trees and the soot and the soil, you know?
Well, right now it just looks like scary tentacles, so
In the daytime, this is pretty much skater mecca.
I can tell.
It's got a padlock. You can't pick this one, can you?
No, we'd need like bolt cutters or something.
Or the code.
Oh, yeah. Radio. Oh, yeah, here we go.
User. Oh, it might have been maybe. Oh man. Yeah. Okay, there it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jonas, what happened? Are you all right?
Here's one of those instances that...
Not yet. It is not doing it just yet. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, soundscape, music, use of tones.
Also, super creepy thing that looks like a shadow behind
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Of like a child.
Jonas, can you hear me?
Oh, here's the key
call-
radio. Oh boy.
I told you.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I remembered this.
Yeah. All right. Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. There was something in the green room.
Testing. Okay. I can't hear anything outside at all, but luckily this radio thing's working. Look, whatever.
I left
Clarissa's not
Jonas
in here, and it's
behind.
just a room, so like riddle me that first of all, and then second of all, I can't get out.
The door opened like a second ago. Can't you... Are you sure you're just not turning the knob the right way, or...
I can't hear anything outside at all, but there's just a really weird lock here. Does anything out there explain what this is?
It's a
Jonas,
reflection.
if you're still there, this would be a great time to say something. Don't let Jonas talk to his mom. It's not good for him. What is this? What is this? What does this mean?
Okay, so I have to.
You have to spoil something about.
Do I have to spoil it?
Because we need to go to, shut down soonish. We can't play the whole. We can't play the game up to that
We can't
point.
play the whole game, and I don't necessarily need to spoil like the whole game, but I do want to talk about a particular mechanic.
Yeah, great.
That is underlying what just happened there. So those like the like decision tree options. There's this cool thing that they do, and I've seen a couple other games do something similar, where what is actually happening is you, the player, pick one of the options, and the one that you pick is not the one you hear. And the reason is your pick gets stored somewhere. They've got some server architecture somewhere where your choice fires off and gets logged, and then you get someone else's choice.
Yeah.
Where there's actually like a weird player to player interaction that happens asynchronously.
So you can actually see above that little shadow thing is fantasy. That is someone's username or something.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's someone's username.
That is what it is.
And so we're actually seeing something that someone else clicked for us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool because it's freaky because someone made a choice. And
someone
it wasn't
is
you.
speaking into your game.
Yeah. And you are speaking into someone else's game. And that is like super creepy.
Well, it's especially someone from the past is speaking
Yeah.
into your present, and then you are speaking into somebody else's future.
And as like a technology mechanic choice,
There,
like that is game. Like that's like metagaming.
it's
like RPG
it's
level.
metagaming in a narrative way
Mm-hmm.
that is actually echoing some really interesting narrative things that happen in the game itself.
Yeah, because
in the game's
there's
narrative.
like radios from the past.
Well, don't spoil everything.
No,
Don't
but
spoil
like
everything.
there is like people like that is a like that is like a key feature of this game thematically.
Mm-hmm.
And that is an instance of mechanic and story really echoing each other well.
Yes, it was super, super clever in the story they're trying to tell and how they play it. And we did play one game, the wolf one, the like the first tree. Was it the first tree?
Yeah,
where you're the wolf running around or whatever. And the last part of the game, the game was okay.
Was it the last
It
tree?
had, or the
tree?
first tree.
I don't know. Oh, maybe.
That was
I don't
first
know.
tree.
Yeah.
The game wasn't like incredible or anything. It had some interesting things it was trying to do, but the thing that they did at the very end was you would leave like a little fortune cookie message,
Yeah.
and you'd get somebody else's fortune cookie message. So I've seen a couple of games kind of play with this as an idea. It's a low effort like way to have asynchronous player to player interaction, which is kind of interesting. Well, let's try to clear up this little spot here, and then we'll wrap up for tonight.
Who are you?
Okay, so she's behind a.
Okay, what just happened? Because that sucked.
Clarissa ran in there, disappeared into the walls,
Yeah,
and...
I'm not really one to hate stuff, but I hated all of that.
Oh, here's the code for the padlock. 3418. It's on a list of... Huh. They call codes cookies. Is that slang or something?
I don't know, but we got the combo, so great. Hey,
The green room is
did you see
highlighted.
that? In the mirror? The
Well,
reflection.
we turned the light on.
Well, I know,
Weird.
but that highlights it.
Don't think I'm nuts or anything, but my reflection kind of gave me, like, fatherly advice that made absolutely no sense when you were stuck just now. So...
Wait, seriously? I'm gonna take a picture. See if the flash will make sense.
Okay, just don't be, like, stupid now. I just don't want anything to happen because you decided to play around.
I'm not playing. I just wanna try this real quick.
Okay. Get out of here now. Oh, there's a poster you can interact with. I missed that. Must interact with the
Radio
things.
The technology here has always been... It's like primitive and from the future.
Yeah, no, it's something.
Three, 4, 18, and voila.
What was that?
You tell me.
I'm just gonna pretend it didn't happen, so let's just carry on.
You go back.
Like back this way.
Yeah.
I think it's all. Well, are you talking about this room right here?
Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, this soundtrack is
Yeah. It's
Bad
got
vibes.
all of the intensity. All of the intensity. All right, let's go through the door. Yay.
scary demon-looking thing in the camera. It's that kind of game.
Oh, gonna hate to go out in that.
Here we go.
So actually, before we press on, I've had to go pee for like a while now, so since we're stuck anyway,
Go in the
I thought
corner.
I'd...
Oh my god, go in the corner then.
I'm sorry. I know this is like way too much too soon for us right now, but I'm gonna totally explode. I'll force it out fast.
They have a third friend. They had Nona. Nona hasn't. We don't remember where Nona is. Making you wait. I guess making you take a break. Because some creepy stuff is going to happen.
Yeah, pacing thing. Look down at the bottom. Bottom
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
Bottom left.
Yes.
There's a person down there.
Yes.
Again, it's in frame. The player can see it. It's subtle, so you could miss it.
I think this is the game. This is what I was thinking about. So there's.
Clarissa! Okay, that was definitely her. What is she? Is this just like a game to her or something?
She knows it's us. I don't think she'd be freaking out like this if she wasn't, like, in trouble or something.
Hello? Is this going out or... Wait, I can hear myself. That's not...
Man, maybe
God,
she didn't
does
see us.
anybody-
I don't know, but Whatever, she still has a radio, so we still gotta get to her.
This is the thing that I was thinking of. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. All the bad vibes.
The handprints are a macabre touch.
Do you know who did that? Please tell me it's like a known thing teenagers here do or something.
I really have no idea.
Well, you really couldn't just say your
Hey,
friends
can
do
you-
this
can
for
you
my
pause
own
for a
peace of
second?
mind?
I'm pretty sure that we might need to give a trigger warning that there's I think there's like a suicide reference at some
Right.
point in here.
Yeah.
So if someone needs to peace out right now, this is really creepy. Please do. We care about you. We care more about your mental health than about talking about games. So please go find some cuddly cat videos to watch, and instead of watching this creepy pasta thing that's playing with stuff that is not everyone needs at any time. So I just wanted to give people that out right now. So I did it. Thank you.
It's not opening. Clarissa! I'm worried. Something must be really wrong. Clarissa's a lot of things, but she wouldn't do whatever this is.
We can't leave until she shows us where that radio is. I know it's annoying, but it's our only hope for getting us out of here so far.
High in the Cascade Mountains of Washington, the Navy opens the world's largest radio transmitter. Its 1 million watts can flash a message around the world in 1/10 of a second. Hey kids, wanna play a game?
God.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Wes is pointing out that
No,
it's a
I
triangular-shaped
can't.
room.
It is a triangular-shaped room.
Be sharp and listen, mister. This is going to tell the classification board a lot about what can be expected of you in the future. How many questions will you be able to get in the allotted time?
Like a test?
Hey, why are we being tested? What did we do?
Here's a simple one to start, so don't hold your breath. What is the name of the school you are standing in?
And you've got to...
School we're standing in. Isn't this
Nine.
Were you paying
like a
attention?
classroom?
Eight.
I thought it was just like a fort.
7.
The School for Armed Services?
Our friends are finding this tough.
Do you think us cruel? Do you think us callous?
I don't care. Just don't hurt.
We don't hurt playmates.
And now we have a name. Goats.
Jesus.
Goats.
What is going on?
Ugh, come on, guys. This isn't exactly fair now.
Just keep the pointer on the button.
Notice the hangman
two.
stays the same. When we flip.
What did the communications officers at Fort Milner call codes?
I know this one.
Who would
10.
know that? This isn't
You'd
world...
call codes cookies?
There. Now you're cooking. Coded radio transmitters have an important job, and you wouldn't want them to be unqualified.
Yeah.
Why on earth would I? What does this have to...
We are an island race, and through all our times the sea has ruled our breaks. But be wary, young ones.
One last round and you've cleared your exam. Pencils ready. How many officers died in the sinking of the USS Kanaloa?
I was talking. I wasn't paying attention.
10.
Other ships.
9.
Sail them.
Above all
8.
victories,
Beyond all loss.
7.
85?
Correct. 97 brave men and women died on the USS Kanaloa. 85 officers, 12 passengers. It all adds up to another fact for the classification board. Just another fact among many.
I am. I didn't need to get that far. Just like mom out saying this is the kid.
You missed Vince. There's all in my next. He was
Now obsessed. You know, I'd smash as if
Actually reminds me creepily of the game Control a little bit.
I didn't need to get
Radio signal?
You miss Vince? There's all in my excited. Now obsessed.
The United States submarine Kanaloa is shown for the first time in Pacific waters patrolling for the enemy.
Pacific waters patrolling for the enemy.
Through the periscope, the commander looks out over the ocean's surface. Kanaloa was lost today, lost at sea, near...
Is this? Are you the dead officers that sunk on the Kanaloa?
We are sunken.
What do you want?
For the first time. Time. Just time.
What? That was not fun.
Just take it slow and easy. You've just had an experience.
Yes, very good.
This has been United News, and thank you for listening.
This is just unbelievable.
Can anyone just...
That's gotta be Clarissa. Let's get her and get out of here. Or use her radio and get out of here, but let's just get out of here.
Can you go back?
Yeah, I actually think back is the correct
Clarissa's
way.
asleep right now. Be still so as not to wake her.
Their star and the triangle's still there.
Oh, yeah.
What?
All right. I'm going to go ahead. Call it for the night. Okay. I need to mentally recover for a minute. I remember the first time we did that sequence. I was a little bit like chiller doing things.
I saw there was a thing in here that I saw that you didn't see, and I like flipped the heck out, and you were like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "No, didn't you just see it?" And you were like, "What?" And we like went back, and and it wasn't there, and so there was like a whole thing that I saw, and it totally like I was on edge the entire time, and it was very, very effective. Again, and here they trap you in a space, which is just as terrifying as the dramatic irony of knowing that something bad is going to happen.
So personally, I think that getting trapped in the space is less terrifying. I think when there's like more to explore and like there's more like they're hiding things on the corners, I think that gets me more. It's a little jump scary when they're kind of like, do the things, but none of that stuff is ever like, rawr, I jump out and eat you. It's just like little subtle things that build tension. So I think that's one of the things this game does really well, is it stacks the tension. Yeah. It has the like dissonant sounds. It has the moving cameras that you never know what they're going to show.
You can't control the camera.
True.
The camera is just going to take you places.
The camera makes its own decisions, yeah. I mean, it follows your character when you're actually moving from place to place a little bit, but it's on its own rails, and it follows. Yeah, the game builds tension really well. That immersive dialogue sequence. You'll notice like they've dialed the dialogue back quite a bit from earlier. People are talking less, and you have fewer interjections, which I think is good because that would give you something to focus on that would probably, to a degree, at least in the more tense moments, take you out of those tense moments. So yeah, pacing in games is always an interesting thing because your player can make so many different decisions, and you can't always necessarily anticipate everything that the player might do. But yeah, just you want to pay attention to maybe, and this is what they're doing, is they limit the amount of interactivity in places that they want to really raise the tension, because it gives the player fewer things to grab onto that they can control. That's actually really interesting because it's psychologically removing control from your situation.
Yeah, that's the thing about the exploring. The walls are closing in mechanically, and it's a way of building tension, that it's not just like you can't go anywhere. You're locked in this room, and there's a limit to what you can do and what you have available to you.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I do think like enclosed spaces, like when you're in that first building, you can still move around. You're not locked to just one room, but like it's enclosed and you're limited. Yeah, I think that. But yeah, so it kind of like pulls away player interactivity choices. And then that's when you want to like rise tension, and when you need to like back off, you back off the music, you kind of zoom your camera out a bit more, you're in more open spaces, and then you can start giving more dialogue interaction choices, and also more secondary objects to interact with as well. So a lot of clever choices there about how much interactivity players getting, both in terms of like hotspots that show up. And you actually, if you were paying attention, you will notice that different hotspots would show up at different times. They didn't just give you 10 hotspots.
Yeah.
They would, here's a set of 3, you go kind of progress the main thread, and then they remove some if you haven't interacted with them, and then they give you some more that you could potentially. So they feed you them piecemeal along the way.
Anyway, this is a good game.
This is a great game.
If you want to have a really nice creepy time, there is some like, content stuff that like if you're not in the space to handle that, I mean, you're not in a space to handle it. Go watch something that makes you feel good. Go play something that makes you feel good.
Having like red painted hands appear on the chalkboard. I remember for us particularly at that time was like, it was a little much.
Well, especially because we had a young child sleeping in the other room, and we were in new parent. I don't know if we were in new parent land, but we had a baby. And that was a thing that was particularly like triggered. Like that was for us was tricky. We made it through. We have a pretty low threshold for horror.
Yes.
And this is like bumping up against it for both of us.
I stopped Stranger Things after season 2. You still continued to watch it.
I did.
But yes.
So this was, and especially because this is a lot of suggesting, which is the creepiest kind of horror at all.
It comes off that it's a little sort of jump scare, but it doesn't really ever like really jump scare you.
Nothing like
nothing ever pops out with a knife and stabs your character, but like
things happen to other characters.
But
we don't need to get into that.
But you definitely have like really tense moments.
Yeah,
at certain
it's tension.
points.
It's tension and yeah.
What I am really curious about, and so as was mentioned earlier, I think so the company that made this, I have it. I can look at it. Night School Studio. So they actually have another game out already. Wes mentioned it in the chat that they've already dropped called After Party, and they're taking the kind of decision dialogue tree mechanic. They're doing a bit something different with it in that game. They take it. They basically. Rather than it being a lot of timed choices, what you do is, depending on the item that you collect, it gives you a different third choice. And so you can actually have an influence on how you end up answering people.
Depending on what kind of drunk you are and how drunk you are, you can make things happen in that game. It is interesting.
Yeah, you're two characters was actually it's interesting how they handled the dynamic between how you control which character at which time. But they're still playing with the same like idea of like you have 3 choices and you get to choose, and you can I think in certain situations choose nothing. Say it's the same sort of dynamic thing. But they're trying to do something a little bit different with it. I am very curious to see when they come out with OXENFREE 2. One, how they're going to continue the story, because it's wrapped up.
I just looked it up. It looks like it takes place 5 years later.
Okay.
And it is a separate character.
Okay.
Entirely. Okay. Which it's OXENFREE Lost Signals. It takes place 5 years after OXENFREE with a new character, an environmental researcher named Riley, who is returning to her hometown of Kamina to investigate strange radio transmissions.
Okay, interesting. So there's more happening.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to, knowing what happens at the end, what the ending of this game is, that plays with it too.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what they're going to do, because whereas After Party kind of was trying to be a little more inventive with it, I have a feeling that OXENFREE 2 will probably be more of a return to form of what OXENFREE did, and be less like try a different spin on it and kind of go back. I suspect they will change some things, make some things different, but I am curious in which ways that they'll kind of like honor the original one, and also how they'll adapt it and change it. So this is a fascinating studio to kind of pay attention to and see, because they are clearly invested in the way that this narrative mechanic works, and they are going to continue to develop things. So this is the company keep your eyes on, especially if you're interested in this kind of narrative storytelling, because they're doing something that very few, honestly, people seem to be doing. I mean, you have like the Telltale games and what they were doing. That was one particular kind of storytelling narrative. You have a lot of visual novel kind of storytelling, and then everything else that's out there. But this is a particularly interesting gem. I want to see more in this space. So if you are like, I'm interested in making a very narrative-heavy game, this is a mechanic that I think you should play this game, and I think you should play around with what that idea could maybe mean for your game, because I want to see more games like this. I think that there's a deep well around this core concept.
Yeah,
so I'm fascinated by it.
It's definitely come up in some conversations, like just thinking about what else could you do with this? How could you tell? What kind of stories can you tell with this? This has been something that we've been in conversation with, like, for years. It's pretty great.
Yeah, it's great. Knights and Bikes.
Knights and Bikes.
Another game recommendation by Wes.
Thank you.
Okay, so with all of that, we are wrapping up for the evening. Thank you so much for everybody who joined us. Please say hi in the chat if you haven't already, and we will be around. The next thing coming up this month for COGG is our Saturday game dev meetup, which will be on, I believe, Saturday the 30th, unless Wes wants to correct me in the chat. It is usually the last Saturday of the month. We kind of moved some things around this past month. Normally, our prototype and play is the second Friday, which was the 8th this year. Not this month. Because of this particular month, this is the earliest prototype and play can ever be, because the first was a Friday. And so the second Friday is the 8th. So prototype and play was really early. I'm actually going to be out next week, which is when we would normally have the Let's Play. So we bumped it back a week. But then, so our next event officially for the month of July will be our Game Dev Meetup on the 30th. And typically what that is, it's just you can come, you can do presentations, you can hear presentations, you can talk about game dev with other people in the industry around Ohio. We are always interested in having you present. So please, if you have an idea, if you have a concept for a game that you're working on, something you've prototyped, if you solved a really interesting problem and you're just really proud of how you solved it in your game, come talk about it. Show us what you did. You can show code. It's okay. Like, you can talk about what you can open up Unity. You can fiddle around with it. If you just have like a soft skills talk, you really are knowledgeable with how people can communicate better with each other. Like, come give us soft skills talk. It's totally open. You can do anything from like a 5-minute presentation to a 30-minute presentation. I think we've done longer, but typically we keep it a little within the 30-minute window. But yeah, if you have a presentation idea, and we'd love for you to come present your stuff. And so yeah. Anyway, that's COGG. This has been the COGG monthly Let's Play series. If you have ideas for other games that we could play, Lydia does not always join me.
No.
Sometimes I have Wes and other people from COGG join us. If you made a game and you launched that game, we would like to play it on our Let's Play, just to promote you and share with the people in our community what you've been doing, and get to play it and talk about your game. So anyway, that's us. I again am Caleb Eno, and
I'm Lydia,
and that is us for the evening. Thank you so much for coming out, and we will talk to you all later. Cheers.
bye.